the opportunity to visit the White House, as it was customary by champions to do so before Trump came into office. But what they didn't expect was the special music and guest that they would be received with and by. And this is the first time that this team has been together all season, because from the get-go, they've basically been running a hospital with Brook Lopez, Dante DiVincenzo, Jrue Holiday, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis. I mean, everyone has missed time at one point or another. And so, no wonder that you haven't heard a whole lot of them throughout the season. But don't count them out just yet, because this team is practically intact from last year, and they are the reigning and defending champions.
Get him out of here.
Calm down, Trump. You're no longer president, so you have no say in this. Now, as everyone regains their health, this will have an effect fantasy-wise on certain players, particularly Grayson Allen, who has been having a fantastic season, but his role will certainly be reduced once everyone gets back to full strength. Now, having said that, I do see a place in the rotation for him as a starter. I think that he will be more in that Dante DiVincenzo role, where we'll see his points and three-pointers reduce, but his steals, being that he'll be able to focus more on defense, should see a slight increase. And there's a monkey on the loose. Yes, and some of you might know that I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and so I always like to bring up to your attention news that have to do with what's happening in the island, and this is one of those. And so a monkey appeared in Santurce, which is an area in San Juan, and later I will tell you what that has to do with basketball. Now, ever since the monkey appeared, he became quite the sensation, and people would go and take pictures of it, they would try and feed it, and they ended up giving him the nickname of the Monkey of Santurce, because monkeys really aren't that common in Puerto Rico. Now, the people of the Department of Natural Resources were there for several nights, overnight, trying to catch him. They even set traps for the monkey, but as you can see, he did not care, and he would just grab the bananas and keep on going. Now, I don't know what's worse, if the way that this monkey is faking out these people, or the way that Chris Paul faked out Anthony Edwards in a game the other night. Nasty. Then the monkey mysteriously disappeared, until a few days later a report came out that at a nearby town, a monkey had been run over on the street. Aww. But thankfully it wasn't the Monkey of Santurce. Now, as always, here at the NBA's Fantasy Fast Break, we want to give you the best and the latest exclusives. And we actually made contact with the monkey, and we have him via phone. So, hello? Yes, we actually have a filter for that, so please apply the filter so we can understand what the monkey is saying. Go ahead. Hello? Will you marry me? But seriously, that sound was developed by a Belgian researcher based on what would sound like if a monkey spoke English. So basically like the freaking Exorcist's bride. Will you marry me? No, thanks. But these monkeys on the loose and rash of recent NBA fights made me think of the movie Planet of the Apes. And those of you that have seen it might remember that a virus came out from the monkeys, and when it infected humans, it made them more aggressive. Now, we've seen an increase in aggressiveness in the NBA, going from Joel Embiid and almost ripping Lonzo Ball's head off to the Jokic and Morris's World War, to the other situation between the Mavs and JaMychal Green the other night, and in particular, Rudy Gobert's case, when this week he had two issues. First with Miles Turner, and then on the next game, he also had an issue with Dwayne Dedmon from the Miami Heat. And you might recall when 2 years ago, the NBA season was paralyzed because of COVID. And who was the first one to contract the disease? Rudy Gobert. Patient zero. The one who started it all. Now here's where things get really interesting. Because these players exhibiting aggressive behavior and their teams have faced Rudy Gobert and the Jazz recently before they exhibited the behavior. Nah, but that last part about Rudy Gobert and the Jazz, I made it up. But there are actually studies that show that people that have experienced COVID seem to be a little more aggressive. So I'd like to do a brief study here. And maybe you can write in the comments if you know people that after they've gone through COVID, they're a little extra aggressive, more so than before. Let me know in the comments. Now, a few quick fantasy notes before we finish. THT, Talen Horton-Tucker, he's back with the Lakers. And for the time being, as LeBron is out, he's going to be pretty valuable. So be sure to check him out if he's available. After LeBron comes back, I don't think he's going to be very valuable. So enjoy the ride while it lasts. For the Kings, Chimezie Metu.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I don't know, man, but he's getting minutes for the Kings, and he's making the most out of it. He's, very well-rounded stat lines, so definitely give him a look. I don't think that this is a season-long type of situation, but ride that wave until you can't anymore. Evan Mobley for the Cavs ended up getting hurt this week. Elbow injury, and he's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. So if you have him on your team, be patient. He's well worth the wait. He's been having an amazing year. Now, Jarrett Allen owners, rejoice. He should feast during this time period. And also, maybe check out the waiver wire for Kevin Love. He should be returning from COVID protocols in a few days, and he could be a good source of points and rebounds. And that's it for today's edition of the NBA's Fantasy Fast Break. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be seeing you next week with more fun takes, NBA news, and fantasy analysis. Take care, everyone.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video.